law and Lenz law, we also saw Fleming's right-hand rule. So according to Lenz law, we are writing is equal to minus n d phi by dt. So this minus sign is given according to this Fleming right-hand rule, which indicates that EMF is induced in such a direction which opposes the cause, that means change in flux, that produces uh, according to the Lenz law. So according to the Fleming's right-hand rule, thumb that indicates motion, first finger that indicates field, and middle finger that indicates induced EMF. We also seen the direction of current coming in and coming out. So coming in, that is denoted by cross mark, and coming out, that is denoted by dot marks. Okay. Uh, Lenz law states that when the flux linking with the coil that changes, so electromagnetically induced EMF, and hence current flows in a coil or circuit in such a direction that the magnetic field set up by it tends to oppose the very cause, or we can say it oppose the original flux, okay, which produces it. So this is the statement of Lenz law. Now today we'll see types of induced EMF. So someone asked me questions as we considering velocity or not. So that we will see today. So in which case we are considering the velocity. Okay. So in induced EMF, we will see two cases for the dynamically induced EMF and statically induced EMF. So which part we are keeping moving in terms of rate of change of flux or flux linking. So whenever there is change of flux linkages with a coil or conductor, an EMF is produced in it. So this change in flux linkages can be okay. Is this visible? This PDF, this PPT.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this change in flux linkages can be obtained by two ways. So first case, we are moving the conductor. Okay, in first case, the conductor is moved in a stationary magnetic field in such a way that there is magnitude change in flux linkages. So this kind of induced EMF is known as dynamically induced EMF. So in dynamically induced EMF, what we are doing, we are just moving the conductor and we are keeping this magnetic field stationary. Okay, so whatever there is change in flux linkages or rate of change of flux, so that and according to that EMF induced, that is called a dynamically induced EMF. So this principle that we are using in machine which is generators. Okay, so just we are moving the conductor inside the magnetic field, so there is a rate of change of flux that causes the EMF, and further it causes the current in the circuit. So it is called the dynamically induced EMF. So in first case, we are considering the velocity of coil. Okay, as conductor or coil moving inside the magnetic field, so it cuts the flux. So EMF induced, that is given by E is equal to BLV sine theta. Okay, B, that is called flux density, L length of the coil, V is peripheral velocity of the coil. Okay, and sine theta, that is the component. Okay, this peripheral velocity that resolve into two components, V sine theta and V cos theta, that we will see. So by which component this flux is cutting. Okay, so accordingly we are considering either V cos theta or V sine theta. But okay, so second case is when the conductor is stationary and now flux linking or variation of flux there is with the conductor. Okay, so when the conductor is stationary and flux linking with the conductor undergoes a change, an EMF is induced in the conductor. So this kind of induced EMF is termed as statically induced EMF. Now, statically induced EMF furtherly classified into two ways. That is self-induced EMF. So in self-induced EMF, a coil linked with uh, its own turns, and in mutually induced EMF, a coil linked with other coil. So whatever induced EMF, so accordingly we are calling self-induced EMF and mutually induced EMF. So anyone having doubt in dynamically induced EMF and statically induced EMF? In dynamically, we are moving the conductors. In statically, we are making conductors stationary. Okay. Now we'll go in detail for the first case, dynamically induced EMF. So when conductor rotating inside the magnetic field, so conductor that cuts the flux, and accordingly EMF induced in a coil. So dynamically induced EMF is produced by the movement of the conductor in magnetic field. The reverse is also true. Means if we are moving magnet and we are making the conductor stationary. The movement of the conductor must be such that flux is cut by the conductor. So the diagram that is given in that uniform magnetic field of flux density, that is Weber per meter square, is given. The conductor is moving at a right angle. Okay, it is at right angle to the magnetic field at velocity v, that is given in meter per second. As the conductor moves at right angle to the field, the flux is cut by the conductor. Let the conductor be moved through a small distance dx meter in time dt. So here in diagram this illustration is given. Here we have N and S, that is pole is given for the magnet. This is a uniform magnetic field, okay, between the magnets. This A is your conductor and this velocity of conductor is given. Now the conductor length is given, means it travels dx distance between the magnetic field. So this is the area swept by the conductor is given between the magnets. Okay, there's line portion. So this L is length of the conductor, this dx, that distance traveled by the conductor, okay, that cuts the flux accordingly. So here can you say this v sin theta and v cos theta component? This peripheral velocity that is resolved into two component, v sin theta and v cos theta. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So anyone can tell me
Yes.
which component is perpendicular to the magnetic field?
V sin theta.
Sir, V sin
Yes.
theta.
V
If
sin theta.
yes, if one of the component is parallel to the magnetic field, so there is no cutting of flux. If one of the component is parallel to the magnetic field, so there is no cutting of flux. Okay, so due to V sin theta, there is cutting of flux. So we are considering in the EMF equation of voltage, we are considering V equal to Vm sin theta or E equal to Em sin theta. Okay, due to this V sin theta component, flux is cutting as it is perpendicular to the magnetic field. Okay, so here area swept by moving conductor, that is A equal to L into dx meter square. The flux cut by the conductor due to movement by dx meter. Just I am. The flux cut by the conductor due to movement of this dx meter, so is equal to flux density into area swept. So it is equal to B into L dx. The rate of change of flux linkage is, it is given by d phi by dt. Okay, so it is equal to BL dx by dt as flux cut by the conductor, that is given BL dx. So BL dx by dt. So according to the Faraday's law, the EMF induced in conductor is equal to the rate of change of flux linkages. So we can write induced EMF is equal to d phi by dt. Okay, so the peripheral velocity that we consider here, not written. Okay, wait, that I will show you. So according to this EMF, induced EMF is equal to d phi by dt. So what we can write further, induced EMF is equal to, anyone?
BL. BLV.
Yes, induced EMF is equal to BL dx by dt. Can I write?
Yes.
Here d phi by
Yes,
dt is
sir.
already given, BL dx by dt. Okay. So here this I am substituting here is equal to BL dx by dt. Okay. Or we can write this dx by dt, that is I can write it is equal to BLV, okay, as dx by dt, that is velocity of the coil, so that travel the distance a to b. Okay, so induced EMF is equal to BLV, where v is equal to dx by dt, that is velocity of the coil. So dynamically induced EMF that is given by E is equal to BLV. Okay. So anyone having doubt in dynamically induced EMF? So when conductor is moving, so we are considering this velocity of the coil. So that can cut the flux accordingly, and area swept by the conductor accordingly. So that peripheral velocity we are considering, and that resolve into two component, V sin theta and V cos theta. So that okay, suppose we have generation of AC supply. Okay, in that we have magnetic field that is stationary, conductor is moving inside. We know AC cycle, okay, different position of AC cycle, 0, 90, 180, 270, 360 degree. So on which position there will be cutting of flux? Suppose I am putting the coil at 0 degree, then what will happen?
EMF 0.
Yes. Why?
Because flux
Because
is zero.
sin theta 0.
Yes. As you know, the cycle of AC, it is starting from 0. Okay. Sine wave starting from 0. So I am putting the coil at 0 degree. So there is no cutting of flux because coil is in parallel with magnetic field. So there is no cutting of flux. Okay. Now I am putting coil at 90 degree. Then what will happen?
Maximum.
EMF LV.
Yes, at 90 degree, it is maximum because there is maximum cutting of flux. Okay. Or we can say the coil is perpendicular to the magnetic field. Okay. Now at 180 degree.
Zero.
0.
Yes. Again 0 means coil is in parallel with magnetic field. So there is no cutting of flux. At 270.
Minimum.
270.
Negative maximum.
Yes,
Means
negative
minimum.
maximum according to the Lenz law. It changes the direction of EMF. Okay. So according to Lenz law, it is negative but maximum. So that is maximum cutting of flux at 270, but it is negative because coil changes direction, or we can say EMF accordingly generated, that it opposes the change of original flux. And at 360 degree,
Again zero. Zero.
again it's 0, means coil is parallel with magnetic field. Okay, so by putting this coil in different position in magnetic field, so we can say this there is minimum or maximum cutting of flux. So according to that, we will get the equation E is equal to Em sine theta or V equal to Vm sine theta accordingly. Okay, now statically induced EMF. So statically induced EMF. So in that, just we are keeping conductor stationary, and there is variation in the flux. Okay, so the EMF induced by variation of flux or flux linking with the stationary conductor. So whatever EMF induced, that is called the statically induced EMF. Statically induced EMF that also furtherly classified into self-induced EMF and mutually induced EMF. Okay, so we'll see self-induced EMF. So in self-induced EMF, a coil linked with its own turns, that is called the self-induced EMF. In mutually one coil linked with the other coil, it is called the mutual induced EMF. So you can say this one coil, so and number of turns that is wound. So you can see this in both the side we have flux linkages, means a coil that linked with its own turn, and there is change in flux linkages, or there is change in inductance, or that there is change in self inductance. So that we will see. So the EMF induced in a coil due to the change of flux produced by it linking with its own turns is called a self-induced EMF. Consider a coil having n turns. It is energized using a battery. E volts. Initially, the coil carries steady current I, produces flux phi, which also link with its own turns. So if the current through coil is changed by changing the value of resistance, okay, just now we are changing the current by changing the resistor value. So you can see this variable resistor is connected. Okay, so accordingly you can change the current. The flux linking with the coil also changes. This change in flux linkages with induced EMF in the coil according to the Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. So this kind of statically induced EMF is called self-induced EMF. So in other words, self-induced EMF is the EMF induced in a circuit when the magnetic flux linking it changes flux being produced by the current in the same circuit. So the direction of this induced EMF is such that it opposes the cause which produce it according to the Lenz's law. That means change of induced EMF is such that or change of current in the coil. Hence, it is also known as opposing or counter EMF of self-induction according to the Lenz's law. Since the rate of change of flux linking with the coil depends upon the rate of change of current in the coil, therefore the magnitude of self-induced EMF is directly proportional to the di by dt. Suppose we are removing this proportionality, then this L is proportionality constant and is called the coefficient of self-inductance or self-inductance or self-inductance of the coil. So here in self-inductance, just we are changing the current by this resistance value, and accordingly just we are changing the rate of change of flux, and accordingly a coil linked with its own turns and EMF induced, that is called the self-induced EMF. Okay, so that is given by E is equal to L di by dt. So this is the self-induced EMF. Anyone having doubt in self-induced EMF?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, so in dynamically we got E is equal to BLV. Here we got E is equal to L di by dt. Now we'll see mutually induced EMF. Okay, so in that one coil linked with the other coil, and we'll see this EMF equation. So in mutually induced EMF, you can see these two coils are connected, So in one coil, in a coil, we are giving the battery voltage. So accordingly, current is flowing in the A coil. So anyone can tell me this A and B magnetically connected or electrically connected?
Magnetically.
Anyone? Just I got two answer. Magnetically. Anyone? Electrically connected?
Magnetically.
Anyone is there electrically connected? Anyone want to say this is electrically connected? Okay, good. This is magnetically connected. You can see this, we are giving the supply to the only coil A. Okay, so whatever flux generated, so that links with the other coil by magnetically. Okay, just we are giving the supply only to the A, but that A connects with B on by the magnetic flux. Okay, so this is magnetically connected and electrically separated. So mutually induced EMF, the EMF induced in coil due to the change of flux produced by another or neighboring coil linking with it, it is called the mutually induced EMF. So consider a coil B having N2 turns is placed near another coil A having the N1 turns. When the switch K is closed, the current I1 flows through coil A and produce flux Phi1. Out of this flux, most of the flux, say Phi12, means that link one coil to the other coil, okay, that is Phi12 links with the other coil B. If the current through coil A is changed by changing the value of resistor R, then it also changes the flux Phi12, okay. If we are changing the resistor value, so current changes. So according to the change in current, flux also changes, okay. The changes flux linking with the other coil B, and hence EMF is induced in it according to the Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. Okay, so if we change the resistor, current also changes. So according to this, flux linking with the other coil also changes. So this kind of EMF induced in coil B is called mutually induced EMF. It can be detected by connecting a galvanometer across the coil B. The transformer works on the this transformer is static device. There is no moving part. So in that we are using this concept. Okay. In transformer we have two coil, primary and secondary. So in that primary coil links with the secondary coil by this way, and this transformer works on statically induced EMF. Okay, wait for a moment. So if now battery is connected to B and galvanometer across the coil A, then the situation is reversed. Now change of current in the coil B will produce mutually induced EMF in the coil A. Okay, so it is obvious that in the example consider, there is no movement of any conductor or coil. The variation is flux being brought about by variation in current strength only. Such EMF induced in one coil by influence of the other coil is called statically but mutually induced EMF. Since the rate of change of flux linking with coil B depends upon the rate of change of current in the coil A. Okay, so this you need to keep in mind in terms of mutually induction. The rate of change of flux linking with coil B that depends upon the rate of change of current in the coil A. Okay, therefore the magnitude of mutually induced EMF is directly proportional to the rate of change of current in coil A. So this E subscript M for the mutual induction, so that is proportional to the di by dt. So this M is proportionality constant. So EM is equal to M di by dt, and M is also called mutually inductance or coefficient of mutual inductance. So anyone having doubt for this mutual inductance? This is E is equal to EM is equal to M di by dt. This is E equal to L di by dt. Okay, but we are introducing minus sign due to the Lenz law. Okay, so here it is written equal to L di by dt, M di by dt, but we are introducing minus sign due to the Lenz law. So this is the mutually dynamically induced EMF, statically induced EMF, and that self-induced EMF and mutually induced EMF. So this is a comparison between dynamically and statically induced EMF. So in dynamically, the magnetic field is stationary and conductor moves across the field. And statically, a conductor or coil remains stationary and flux linking with it changes, which can be changed by varying the current in the conductor or a coil. Second, the direction of induced EMF is determined by Fleming's right-hand rule. Here, the direction of induced EMF is determined by Lenz law. The magnitude of EMF is given by E equal to BLV sin theta. Here, according to the Faraday's law, we can write E is equal to minus n d phi by dt for statically induced EMF. Generator work on the principle of dynamically induced EMF, whereas transformer works on statically induced EMF. Okay, so this is the comparison between dynamically and statically induced EMF. Now, suppose if there is mutual inductance, or if two coils are coupled together, then how much amount of flux linked with the other coil, or in how much amount of these two coils are coupled together. So that is derived by coefficient of coupling. Okay, so coefficient of coupling, that values uh, lies between 0 to 1. Okay, 0, that means two coils are isolated, and 1, k is equal to 1, means both the coils are tightly coupled to each other. So that we will see in coefficient of coupling. So we'll derive the equation for coefficient of coupling, and we can say how much amount of this coil are coupled together, and there is linking of flux between them. Okay, this is the coefficient of coupling. Okay, here you can consider there is error coil 1 and this is coil 2. Okay, on right hand side you have coil 2. So understood what is coefficient of coupling? Coupling means coupled. Two coils are coupled. So means how much coupled. So that we'll see by deriving the equations it is denoted by K. K is equal to, we'll get the equations. So in that we can see the flux linkages between coil and 1, 2, that depends the value of this K. So when the current flows through one coil, it produces the flux phi1. The whole of this flux may not be linking with the other coil. Why it is not linking with? Because there will be some leakage flux. Okay. So the whole of this flux will not be linking with the other coil magnetically coupled. It may be due to this due to the leakage flux. Okay. So here N1 number of turns of coil 1, N2 number of turns of coil 2, I1 current flowing through coil 1, I2 current flowing through coil 2, S reluctance of the magnetic circuit, Phi1 flux produced by coil 1 due to I1, Phi2 flux produced by coil 2 due to I2. Okay. So now the individual self-inductances of coil 1 and coil 2 are given by L1 is equal to N1 square by S, L2 is equal to N2 square by S, where S is equal to L upon mu 0 mu r by A. Now the flux Phi1 is produced by coil 1 due to the current I1. So Phi1 is equal to N1 into I1 by S. So you need to remember this relationship, okay, that we discussed in for basic terms of this electromagnetics. So this self-inductance of both the coil L1 and L2 is given, reluctance is given. Now flux produced by coil 1 due to current I1, that is phi1 is equal to N1 I1 by S. Now flux, suppose a fraction of K1 of this flux phi1 linked with the coil 2. So flux linking with the coil 2 is phi1 2. So that is equal to K1 into phi1. So just we are considering this fraction K1 when one coil linked with the other coil. Okay, so that is written as K1 into phi1. Okay, so K1 that should be less than or equal to 1. It should not exceed 1. So mutual inductance M is equal to N2 phi12 by I1. Okay, so due to I1 this mutual induction is done. So mutual induction can be written as M is equal to N2 phi12 by I1. So N2 this phi12 is equal to K1 into phi1 by I1. So N2 into K1 by I1. This phi1 is equal to N1 I1 by S. So it is equal to K1 N1 N2 by S. Okay, so up to this, any doubt? This I1 cancel. So N1 N2 K1 by S. So similarly, the flux phi2 is produced by coil 2 due to the current I2 in it. So phi2 is equal to N2 I2 by S. Up to this, any doubt? This inductance, self-inductance is given. This flux produced phi1 is given. We have taken this fraction K1 that should be less than or equal to 1. This mutual inductance, that is N2 phi12 by I1. So we have K1 N1 N2 by S. Now phi2 due to the current I2, phi2 equal to N2 I2 by S. So here now we are considering the fraction K2 of this flux linked with the coil 1. So phi21 equal to K2 into phi2. So mutual inductance M is equal to now now the mutual induction done by from coil to 1. So we can write N1 into phi21 by I2. Okay. Now it links with turns of the coil 1. So we are writing N1 this phi21 by current I2. So N1 this K2 phi2 by I2 that we are substituting for the phi21. Okay. So N1 K2 by I2, this N2 I2 by S, phi2 equal to, so M is equal to K2 N1 N2 by S as I2 is cancelled. So multiplying equation 2 and 3, so we have M square is equal to, just multiplying both the brackets, K1 K2 N1 square S by into N2 square by S and by S. So it is equal to K1 K2 this N1 square by S and N2 square S, nothing but the L1 and N2. Okay. So we are putting under root of K1 and K2 that is equal to, okay, just we are removing this square, okay, from the both side. So this M square is equal to, we can write this K square L1 into L
સર ગયા. અલા સર લીવ થઈ ગયા.
લાઈટો ગઈ કોલેજમાં.
એવું તને ખબર છે બાકી? તો આપણે
હા,
લીવ થઈ
ખબર છે.
મને બધી ખબર જ હોય.
બોલો.
ચોપ.
કેમ?
હવે આપણે બે હું લીવ થવું છે.
ખબર નહીં લા.
10 મિનિટ રાહ જોવી. 10 ને 10 થાય પછી.
अरे वाह, प्रोफाइल पिक्चर तो जो है 2030
કોની?
मेघराज सिंह दोड़िया तुम्हारी.
મારામાં ક્યાં જોવા જેવું છે? તો તારી જો શું લખ્યું છે? આ કોણે?
કૃપયા કરીને પોતાનું માઇક મ્યુટ કરો, કારણ કે રેકોર્ડિંગ ચાલુ છે.
કોણ રેકોર્ડિંગ જોવાનું ભાઈ?
સર જોશે, બીજું કોણ?
એટલે જ કીધું તું જો પ્રિયો.
Hello everyone.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, pardon me, I lost.
Yes, sir.
યસ સર.
Yes, sir.
I lost my network connection, so just I exited. So in between something happened, then please stay connected. Okay, I'm sharing my presentation. So we have m is equal to k under root of L1 into L2. So this k is equal to m divided by under root L1 into L2. So this k is coefficient of coupling. So that indicates how much amount of coil that links with the other coil. Okay. So if the flux due to one coil completely links the other coil, then the value of k is equal to unity. Unity means 1. Okay. So this is the maximum possible value of k. Hence, m is equal to under root L1 into L2. When k is equal to 1, it is equal to, okay, so the constant k is called the coefficient of coupling and may be defined as the ratio of mutual inductance actually present between the two coils to the maximum possible value. So when k is equal to 1, coils are said to be tightly coupled, and k is equal to 0, coils are said magnetically isolated from each other. Okay. So this coefficient of coupling k that indicates is nothing but how much these two coils are coupled, or there will be how much amount of flux linkages between coil 1 and 2. Okay. So that lies between 0 to 1. So 1 means tightly coupled, 0 means isolated. Okay. So anyone having doubt in this coefficient of coupling? So we'll be asked derivation also. Okay. So we need to prove this k is equal to m under L1 into L2. And you need to write this sentences. What is represents this k? So anyone having doubt? This coefficient of coupling? Coupling is nothing but there is further connection, means two coils are coupled or two coils are connected. Coupling means connected with the other things. Okay. So anyone having doubt in dynamically induced EMF, statically induced EMF, coefficient of coupling?
सर कोई डायग्राम है जब k इक्वल्स टू 1 हो और k इक्वल्स टू 0 हो तो कैसे दिखते हैं वो दोनों?
Okay, so that I am not having, but accordingly you can understand there is a variation of flux linkages with the coil 1 and 2. So if k is less, then you can see the flux by coil 1 that links with coil 2, that is in less amount of flux. If I found video, then I will show you. Okay. And if k is equal to 1, then there is more amount of flux linking with the other coil. So you can understand accordingly. Tightly coupled means there is more transfer of there is more flux linkages between the two coils. If k is less, then there is less flux linkages between two coils.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Coupling is nothing but the magnetically connected both the coil.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so this is about induced EMF. Now we'll see some examples on next week. Okay, by understanding this term, by correlating this term, by remembering the expressions, or by mathematical terms, will apply in the examples. Okay, so if anyone not having any query or doubt, then you may leave this session.
Thank you, sir.